Hi everyone, I have another FSD beta video and I put out a couple already over the last couple of days and I don't want to bore you with just another drive, but this particular video is going to be a smattering of challenges. Now there are parts of this town where FSD in the past have struggled, really struggled. Blind turns, roundabouts, we have all kinds of roundabouts here. Other types of scenarios, I'm going to put this car through those tests. I've done some videos like this in the past and by and large, FSD has failed completely. So, will version 12, the version that I have been hyping for a while since I've got it, because it's frankly been stunning up to this point, how will it work in these very difficult edge cases? Well, let's figure it out. All right, we're coming up on what is just a simple left-hand turn. And why is this a challenge? Well, it's blind in both directions due to buildings and a fence, and it's very difficult for the car to see side to side, and cross traffic does not stop. And I will tell you, in the 2 years that I've had FSD, it struggles with this turn more than just about any other turn in my area, and we're going to put version 12 to the test and see how well it does. Right now we're waiting for traffic, which is pretty typical at this intersection. Little hesitation. We're gonna pull up to the stoplight. Got some cross traffic in both directions. We are inching forward. It would not go at this point, and it's just inching forward. Again, waiting for cross traffic. Car is motioning to turn. We've got another car coming from the other direction. And it goes. And I will admit that once it went, the turn was really natural. There was a little bit of choppiness in trying to figure out where things were going to settle as far as being able to see, but overall, I'd give that a B+. Probably the best I've seen, but certainly not the worst. Okay, now it's time to challenge FSD with some roundabouts. And the first roundabout that we're going to hit is a very small, tight, low roundabout, and there's usually generally a fair amount of traffic. So the question is how well is it going to work? Because past versions of FSD have not handled roundabouts particularly well, and it hasn't handled this particular roundabout very well at all. So we're coming into this and we're going to see what happens. In this particular case, we're going to be driving straight through it, so we're going to go around basically halfway and see if it can handle it. It's yielding for traffic. It's going. Nice and simple and smooth. Wow. It has never gone through that roundabout as smoothly as it did, and it seemed to want to pick a very good opening for it to actually go. The other thing that I should also point out is that I am utilizing the auto speed adjust, so I'm not controlling my speed at all. The car is adjusting the speed to what it thinks is appropriate in every situation. So unlike past versions of FSD where the speed was 100% under your control, in this case, there's nothing I can do to adjust it. It is totally doing everything all by itself. All right, now we are approaching a much larger roundabout, a more traditional roundabout. This is our corn henge with the metal corn stalks, but let's just see how it handles a more traditional roundabout. Before, it would stop at the yield and wait, even if there was no traffic. Nice, super smooth so far. Controlled our speed down to 18 miles an hour, even though the speed limit was 35. It was a much more natural pace. No jerkiness in the wheel at all. Super impressed. All right, we're going to tempt fate again and try this small roundabout going back through in the opposite direction. Let's see what happens for a second time, see if we can repeat its really good performance from the first time. Yielding, going. Okay, look at that. It realized it had the space to move, and it moved, and it went. That was a really impressive job going through that roundabout. Okay, we are going to try yet another roundabout, another very different configuration. This time we're going to go straight through, and we're going to see what happens. No hesitation into the roundabout. Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't complain about that at all because it frankly did it better than a human being. That was super butter smooth. Like, it was hard programmed to do it that way. Unbelievable. Coming up to another roundabout. This lane ends. It never used to get over into this lane for the roundabout until it actually had to when it ran out of road. This time it knew it needed to get over. Good job so far. Let's see how it does in the actual roundabout. We are slowing down just enough to know that we can go. Wow. Again. It doesn't get any smoother than that. Holy cow. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm impressed. All right, yet another roundabout. This lane can go either right or straight or left. We're going to be going all the way around, coming out the left-hand side. We have some traffic. It is doing the right thing and waiting. And here's a good opportunity, and it takes it. Right behind this other car, it's taking us around. Didn't really stay in the lane that well, but it got back in the right lane. Okay, that was a pass. Wasn't perfect, wasn't as good as the last two, but that was certainly good enough. All right, in this next challenge, which I call the Thelma and Louise challenge, is because this road in front of me doesn't follow the nav. You can see on the screen here, the road actually goes over here, but the nav thinks the road is something completely different. There's also a significant drop off at the end of this parking lot where in the past, this car wants to launch itself off of the end of this, hence the name Thelma and Louise. And then when it gets to the barrier at the end, it would freak out and not know what to do. So what's it gonna do this time? Let's see. Now, the first thing that I've noticed so far is that we are going at a reasonable pace for a parking lot. And even though it didn't slow down much, we weren't launching off of that, so we're good. First time it's ever done that for me. Now, what's it gonna do at the end of this? It actually sees that there's a road. It makes a turn, it goes over the gravel a little bit. This is the first time this car has ever successfully completed the Thelma and Louise challenge. Good job. Well, there you have it. Version 12 of FSD. I tried to throw as much as I could at it to try to break it, and I frankly couldn't break it. This is by far the best version of FSD ever to come out, and I think by going with the AI-based driving of FSD and getting rid of all the hard programming was a genius move and is only going to get better from here. This version is superhuman-like to the point where it almost feels like someone at Tesla is remotely driving this car at times. It is just that good, and I've had really good experience with it up to this point. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate you tapping that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscriptions are always welcome. And if you're looking to pick up a Tesla of your own, and I would highly recommend it, and FSD is getting to the point where I will almost recommend that it's worth the money. I'm shocked that I'm saying it, but if you're gonna pick up a Tesla, make sure you save some money and get some perks by using a referral link. Any referral link will do, but if you want to use mine, that would be great. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.